Good morning. This is an emotional story and another example or a message on your ability to change someone's life without you realizing it. I have worked with a leader and friend for probably 15 years now. I first met him when we were running point on a search for one of our clients looking for an operational leader for their business. And I met this gentleman as part of he was a candidate for the search. We ended up hiring him and we kept in touch and remain pretty close to this day, 15 years later. He had moved on from that particular client, and I hadn't seen him or spoken to him in maybe a few years. He called us up, and we started working with him and his team at the new organization he was part of. And we ended up doing a lot more work together, developing people, building culture. And he just is a very intentional, present leader. When you're with him, you feel he's with you and only you. You don't feel like he's distracted. And he's just grown a tremendous amount in his life. He called me a couple years ago, right after the Thanksgiving holiday. And his call was a message of gratitude, just thanking us and me for being part of his life, being a coach, being a mentor, teaching him things about the importance of relationship building and mentorship and listening and being present. And he came a long way, and he applied all those things that we had talked about over the years. He shared with me that right around the Thanksgiving holiday, a thank you note was left on his desk. He opened it up, and it was a thank you note from a person in his organization that did not report to him, and she was thanking him for the time he spent mentoring her. She was relatively new to the organization, hadn't built a lot of relationships, was more quiet and reserved, and he took an interest in her life and her development. And she left him a thank you card on his desk. And when he called me to talk about it, he was emotional, because what he shared additionally with me is that when he went to thank her for that card, she shared with him that she was not in a good place with her mental health. And she had been contemplating a lot of things in life, and even taking her own life. And she said that if it weren't for him and the compassion and kindness he shared, she may have followed through with that. So this, to me, is probably one of the most emotionally impactful examples of changing lives, or in this case, maybe saving one. And what did this incredible friend, what did he really do? He cared. He had compassion. He gave her his time. And he had a big job. He is busy. He sacrificed his busy schedule and his busy life to spend time with her, teaching, coaching, listening, helping her. And in this particular case, the impact he had, I think legitimately probably saved a life, or at very least helped somebody through a really difficult time in their life. And that for me is the most rewarding inspiring example of what being a leader really means, regardless of your title. So hopefully that gives you some perspective on how you can change a life.